Hey, welcome to The Community, the podcast devoted to home service businesses and those who desire to make an impact while making an income. Hey, every week you will hear real stories from business owners who decided to do it their way and start a business. We'll learn a little bit about them, a lot about their journey, and advice that they would give to anyone looking to start, grow, and scale a home service business.
Yeah, let's go. I'm also going to share a big money move that you can add today to make money tomorrow. It is going to be huge. It's at the end of the show, so you want to stick around and see what that's all about.
Yeah, that's not fluff either. You're actually going to be sharing something that we've put into practice here and have seen a lot of money come in as a result of this one product.
Yeah.
Huge.
And so make sure you stick around. If you've got friends, make sure you like, you subscribe, let them know we're on the show. We plan on doing this every single Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. And so we'd love for you to be here. We're also going to be looking for guests to share their stories. So if you're a home service business that'd like to share your story about how you're making an impact while making an income, we'd love to chat with you as well. But I'll be your host. I'm Joshua. My job is to oversee missions and vision of the business. And this is...
I'm Brady Ridings.
And what's your job?
Sales director here.
Yeah.
And I'm Josiah LeBeau. I oversee all the operations inside of our company. And yeah.
Yep. And we've got a special guest we're about to bring on to the show. And before we do that, we're going to start off the show with prayer. If there's ever anything that you need prayer for, we're shooting this live for a purpose. That way you can engage with us. If you've got something going on in your life or some questions that may have something to do with our subject matter, feel free to, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or on YouTube, to go ahead and just put something inside there as well. Right. Also, this is going to be a podcast. So if you want to subscribe and take it with you, you can check out Pressure Washing Pastor Podcast and take it with you on the go.
Let's go.
But let's go ahead and start in prayer, and then we'll get started the show and bring our special guest on. So Father, thank you again for another day on this planet. I thank you for creating an opportunity where we can open up a space to invite our community inside of here, those men, women that have started a business, that are looking to grow and scale and want to learn how to make a difference while they're making money inside of the marketplace. So God, we ask that you would anoint it, that you'd be glorified, that you bring the right people here, that we can encourage one another to finish well done, good and faithful servant. And everyone said,
Amen. Hey, Truth Seeker, we see that you're here. If there's any guys here that have come over from Mastermind Monday, please feel free to say hello. We're excited to see all of you guys. If you're new here, definitely hit subscribe. If this is the type of content you or your friend group like, invite them in right now. This is going to be a great show.
Yeah, we're about to bring a friend of ours in, Steve Noonan. But before we do, this is actually the product that he designed and that we have purchased and we're going to be talking about today. Do y'all remember how we even found out about Steve, or what's the first time that we ever met him? Like, do y'all remember the story of how we even got to a place of having him on the show today?
I thought his last name was Gutterstick. Not gonna lie.
He's in my
Steve
phone
Gutterstick.
still, yeah.
Yeah. It is not Gutterstick, but do y'all remember the story?
I was not there, but I remember the story.
Yeah, do you know?
Negative.
Yeah,
You guys were,
yeah. I remember we were at what's called the BBB down in Nashville, a group of brilliant men and women in the home service business, pressure washing specifically, but they have some others as well. And everyone was sharing a $10,000 idea. And there was one person that ended up sharing about the gutter stick. And then we ended up seeing it at the huge convention and saw that these things were sitting there. And we're like, man, leaves are falling. Is this a product that we can end up offering and selling inside of our company? And the next thing I know, we end up having a conversation with Steve. We found out that he's an incredible human being, and we want to hear a little bit about his story and his journey on this product. So let's go ahead and bring him into the show.
Hey,
Steve, can you hear us, brother?
Beautiful. Let's do it.
All right.
And
Kentucky Wash Pro says he's late to the party. Well, we're all
the party's just
way
starting.
too late. Anyways, we probably shouldn't be here right now. Thank you to our wives for letting us do this.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, thank you again for being on here. I think we've worked through some of our difficulties and we're starting to be able to hear you just fine.
Good.
And so digging into your life and your journey a little bit as far as your story, you mentioned you had 4 kids. You've been married for how long?
37 years.
37 years. Congratulations.
And that's like
Thank
no
you.
time at all.
It's quick.
Yeah.
I'm amazed that she's a saint. She's put up with me with all the ups and downs of my businesses and products and everything else like that. You know, it truly is amazing. So
yeah, there's probably a lot of wisdom that you could offer in regards to individuals that have a spouse that's an inventor and how to best love and encourage and work through those, difficult times sometimes. But the product that we want to discuss today is the product that we have found a ton of success with, and it's inside the gutter stick. Would you mind sharing a little bit about your journey and why you created it, the problem it solves, and so we can learn a little bit about this product?
Sure. Yeah. So this is actually a really, really cool story. I mean, this has like, I am an inventor, but that was like my kitchen table stuff at night that I would do when everybody's asleep, write out stuff and try to invent things. But I did make a living for around like 14 years, like straight being a painting contractor. And and I had other businesses too going, but they weren't doing that good. And so like I was, making half my revenue off one of my other businesses and then the other half to paint. And I was doing them both because I wanted to keep, the one business going. So I painted houses and pretty much, I built a pretty good business. I had a couple guys working for me, but I really didn't like having the employees. But so I was out there painting, and my wife would ask me, we live in Sacramento and it gets, 110 here. And she's like, why are you painting? Why are you working so hard? You don't have to do that. Once you go like work at Coke or Pepsi and go sell, soda or something, like you don't have to be out up on roofs and stuff. And I said, I don't know why, but I'm just supposed to be out here. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I actually loved it. I loved painting. I loved being up on the roofs. But at times I'd kind of wonder like, Lord, like I'm in my early 50s here now. And I'm like, man, I don't know, like this is getting hard, like physically to climb up on these ladders and do all this work and do a lot of the work by myself. But I just kind of felt like this is what I was supposed to be doing. And so the whole backstory of that is that while I was painting a house up here, there was a gutter, and I wasn't a gutter cleaner. I was a painter. I didn't clean people's gutters because I didn't want to have to bill them for it, and I didn't want to touch the stuff. I wanted to clean painting. But one day I was painting and there's this gutter, and it was like I was going to paint it, but it had all this, like I could tell it was like a glass that's like full of something in there, and it's like sweating. And so I looked up at the gutter and I'm like, well, I could do 3 coats or figure out what's wrong with that. So I climbed up there and I looked, and this gutter was like pristine. It was like if you're water skiing like on a real smooth lake, it was pristine, but it was clogged. And so like I grabbed over with this little ball, pulled it up, and the water went rushing out. And that was a moment like a true moment, like it was a God moment where it's like, hey, this is an opportunity, Steve. Like you're inventing all these products. This is something to do. And super exciting. And so like I came home that night and I was going through my garage looking for little parts. I went to Home Depot. I spent, like $30 buying like little parts, sprinkler parts and things like that. And that was the beginning of working on this. But the backstory is I have like, 2 kids in school. My wife's asking me like, what are you working on? What is this? How are we going to pay for this? How much is this going to cost? And I'm like, well, maybe 25,000. I don't know. And we don't, at this time, we don't even have, we don't even have like a decent car. We just have one car. And I'm not claiming poverty, but we couldn't borrow money to buy a car. Couldn't buy a car, but that was my painting car and then our family car. And so like 25,000 is like, that might've been $1 million. Okay. So anyways, so I started working on these prototypes, and then pretty soon my wife, and that's maybe a good point of wisdom for us guys and gals here. If you're a gal watching this, to listen to your husband, our spouses, their gifts. Okay. And my wife kind of, after a while, and I was still painting and stuff, but she's like, hey, Steve, maybe let's work on this later. We got to get these kids through school. We got a lot going on. So, I put it down in my garage, and I would walk by it every day, and I'm kind of looking at that thing. And so that was about 3 years that I was just kind of like on hold. Anyways, then I got in a full mode. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it. So I started making more prototypes and making it better and talking to people that did injection molding, and found out like how much it costs to do an injection molding, mold to make this gutter stick. I called it rain gutter drain at the time. And it worked really well. I tested it. I had my wife get up on a ladder and I showed it to her, and we videotaped it. It's a really cool video. And she's like, it works. And it was just PVC pipe with like holes in it, not even with a drill press, just holes with it. And so anyways, to go all through that, like it was like a 3-year process from when I came up with this idea and I kept working, kept painting. And that's the other part I want to encourage you guys. If you're starting a business, like you have a business, let's say you have a job, a good job, and you're looking to start a business like a service business, window cleaning, power washing, gutter cleaning, whatever you're going to do, keep your day job until you get this thing built up. So like my wife and my kids, I'm in my backyard right now. We made our gutter sticks by hand. It took 45 minutes to make each one. And we sold like 1,500 of them our first season, from like September to like May of our first year. And so like literally 45 minutes, and I would make them. And the guy said, hey, I don't want the white with the sprinkler glue. So can you paint them like a color? And I finally found a color, this paint that would stick to it. It's green. And so that's how we have the green gutter stick now. So I would spray paint them green, hang them in our backyard. And then I would go deliver them to our customers, in little boxes, or, we did a really good job, and we wrapped them up, put them in a Lowe's box and all that stuff,
In a few minutes, you're going to learn a lot more about the gutter stick, but I wanted to take a second to just let you know about a brand new website. It's for anyone looking to start, grow, and scale a pressure washing company. It's called thepressurewashingpastor.com. There you get to hear my story, and you can also sign up for webinars and boot camps and video courses. Long story short, if you're interested in starting and scaling a pressure washing company, I want you to check out pressurewashingpastor.com. Now back to the show. Why did you succeed when so many seem to fail when they have a dream? So like, what is it inside you? Why did you not give up? What made you continue to pursue your dream when you had no money? You waited for 3 years. What is it about you, or what advice do you have there?
Well, that's a really good question. One of the things I always notice about me, and actually having guys that I would be out painting with, because when you're out painting, you have a lot of time to talk to people, and guys that are working for you or working with you, everybody's got ideas. We all have ideas, and a lot of things. And this is something that this is a heart check for you. Do you have the courage to look around that corner and see if your idea will actually work? Okay, like you keep talking about these products, and mainly you guys. Developing a product, I don't really recommend it. Honestly, if this idea wasn't like a God thing, and the way it works, I would just have a product, and like it would be sitting on, like, the way this thing all evolved is not of me. Like I was just an instrument to make this thing happen. And of my like 70 plus ideas that I've had, this one, my wife, she's kind of like, I think this one's going to work, Steve, and
that's encouraging right there.
Probably that's what helped push me to want to make it happen, because she believed in me.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Steve, I'm going to interrupt you really quick, because we've got some people on here who are commenting. Kentucky Wash Pro says, solid advice on if you have a good job, keep it and build your name for your business. Kentucky Wash Pros, Palm Tree, I see you're here. Caleb, I just want to let you guys know that right now we've got Steve Noonan, the inventor of the Slayer gutter stick, on. He's sharing his story. We're going to jump into advice he would give to any business owner soon. But I wanted to take a moment to tell some of the people who are just now jumping in here, that's what you're looking at. This handsome man invented that.
We'll get him on this show. That's so crazy.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
When you have an idea, and let's say you've created a prototype, who in the world do you contact? Where do you go when you've got a good idea?
Great question.
I don't have a clue. If I had something I invented, where to go? What advice would you give there?
China. Yeah, no. So like when I was painting houses in this retirement community called Sun City over here, and a lot of like executive, smart guys. And this one guy in particular, he was like, I was telling about my gutter stick, and like I'd talked to him about my other businesses, because I'd been to his house before, like ideas I had for websites and whatever. But he kept saying, Steve, is this protected like for a patent? And I'm like, heck no, I need to see if this thing works, And the thing is with the patents are the game of kings. Okay. Mm-hmm. So like you can have a patent, and like that's great, but you got to have something behind you to enforce it. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, when I first sent my gutter stick idea to the patent attorneys, they said, hey, Steve, there's a lot of products out there, and most likely you will not be able to get a patent, And so, but here we are, fast forward, I have two but this is with God's help. I have 2 utility patents for the gutter stick that from what we sent originally, it was very simple. And now we have the 2 utility patents, which the utility patents are the best ones. It works on function, like a plate that attaches and how it works and all that stuff. And so like those are the best ones to have. But, you know, I guess sometimes you don't listen to what people say and you just kind of move. Don't worry so much about protecting your idea. What I recommend is if you make a prototype, try to, whatever materials you have people work and use it and see how it works, you know?
Hey, man, we just had Kentucky Wash Pros. This is super cool. He says, nice. I have 3 of those gutter sticks. Well, you're looking at the gentleman who literally created them. That is so incredible. One thing I remember you telling us, Steve, when we met in person was how long it took you to manufacture these things yourself. And then once you figured out how to really do this baby right, tell the audience how long it used to take you versus how quickly you can make a gutter stick now.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah. So, it took 45 minutes when we were like lined up and my wife was like doing the drill press and like getting them ready for me. And then we put an elbow and a cap on there and she'd hang them in the backyard and I would come and spray paint them at night. So it was like 45 minutes for each one. And now with our injection molding, you know, these things weigh as much as like your big power washing truck. They're like 12,000 pounds, the one unit. And it does 2 gutter sticks every 40 seconds when they're running. So
that is unbelievable, man.
It's not like a Ding Dong or a Hostess Twinkie factory running 24/7. But when we are running them, it does 2 every 40 seconds. So
wow.
Yeah. But that thing costs more than my first house. Okay. So yeah, that's the other story is like, once we went from the handmade ones to like, hey, we're going to have to get an injection molding thing and, you know, mold made. And, you know, then we got to work on the patents and the trademarks. And then my wife's like, well, how much is this going to cost? And I'm like, you know what? We've been paying on this house for like 29 years. It's going to take everything. If this doesn't work, we're going to have to, you know, move into a little place, you know, not that we have a huge house, but we're going to have to move in. We're going to go back to how it was when we first got married.
Rice and beans, baby.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Question for you. I've seen a lot of gutter leaf protection systems out there. I've seen the baskets. I've seen the gutter screens. Why this product? Why this shape? You know, I've noticed that it doesn't just feel like plastic. It's a heavier material. Like, can you explain a little bit more of like the refinement process and how you landed on this as the final product?
Okay, cool. Yeah. So, well, you guys want to hear something, kind of a funny story before I get into that? That's related to that?
Always.
Okay. So the patent attorneys are saying, hey, we need to see this. We need to see your prototype. Okay. And I'm in California and they're in Colorado. And so like I go to FedEx and I take this, it's called rain gutter drain. Okay. And so it's literally like, you can't see my hands, but it's about 3 feet long. And so I take it in there and it's white and I go to FedEx to ship it and they wanted to have it over there the next day. So I go to FedEx to ship it and I'm like, do you guys have a box that fits? And they're like, no, we don't. And I'm like, oh shoot. So I got their biggest box they had and then I took it home and I cut it in half basically. And then it fit in there at an angle and I sent that. So that's why the gutter stick's only like 15 inches long now. It would have been like 3 feet long. So anyways, that's a little backstory. What was the other part of the question?
Hey, Steve, Josiah is going to ask that question again, but I want to speak to you that there's a question that I asked you that you may have overlooked real quickly, but I want to honor you and the hard work and the tenacity of the character that you have. You're a person that doesn't quit. You're a person that perseveres and you work hard. The reason that you succeeded is because you didn't give up. You had a dream and you weren't going to let anything stop you. You had 1,000 different reasons to say, I've had enough. I'm not moving forward. I'm done. And so we're proud of you. We're thankful that you continued on the journey. Your family appreciates you, and the folks that you're going to be able to provide jobs for as a result of what you've done makes a difference. And so good job. Shout out to you. You're a difference maker. Thank you for not quitting.
Thank you, man. I'm humbled by that. Thank you so much. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of reasons, you know, why I kept going. And a lot of it is, you know, from encouragement of people, you know, literally like tomorrow night, just getting back to that tomorrow night, my brother who works for an organization, he called me, and we're in Sacramento. He goes, "Hey Steve, I got tickets to the Kings game tomorrow, and these are great seats. Some donor gave it to us, and it's like these are gonna be like down on the court, and they're playing the Portland Trailblazers, who I used to live in Oregon, so I'm like, oh my gosh." And he goes, and you can bring one person, and I'm like, I know who I'm taking. I'm taking this guy's name is Kelly Solis. He was my first dealer that bought 500 gutter sticks from me on the very first sale that I went and talked to him, and those are the handmade ones. So I made a lot of great relationships and encouragements, and the guy's like, "Hey, this thing's gonna work. I've been thinking that we needed another product like what you have, and it is unique." Getting back to why is it different? It is unique. It's different than anything else that's on the market. So I don't know. I'm really happy the way it came out with. But getting back to another thing too is what I would do. I had my gutter sticks that I was taking, and I had 2 dealers in Sacramento that were buying them from me, and I would literally go to where they were installing them, climb up on the roof and talk to them about it. Say like, how can we make this better? Like, what do you want better? So there's a lot of things about the gutter stick, like how it works and how it functions. And then I knew that if I kept it in the PVC pipe and it made them by hand, it would never get to the level that I wanted it to. So,
I mean, this product, I'm a little jealous that you were the one that created this. I mean, this really is.
I feel like every time I watch Shark Tank,
I'm not just saying this because you're on here right now. This is not flattery by any means. I would put this in my own gutter system. Like, I believe in this product. I was skeptical at first. I'm not gonna lie. I was skeptical. Brady came to this to me. He said, "Hey, I know how you feel about gutter protection systems," because I don't advocate for them. But he said, "I just want you to try this. I just want you to try this, install it." I said, "All right, I'll install it for the first year, but I'll let you know how many callbacks we get and how many people tell us that this isn't going to work." And you know what? First year rolls around, second year rolls around. We've not had any issues, which is insane. Yeah. And we've installed hundreds of these things.
Actually, I think
you guys have
for sure hundreds. Over 1,000, I think.
Yeah, you guys have sold a lot. Yeah. Hey. You know what's cool about it is and then again, like, one of the things, like, for you guys that are starting your own business and thinking about people who you're hanging out with, okay? Your parents always told you that, right? But like, you listen to guys like these that are like super like motivated, excited, like, you got to listen to the people that, but so I guess getting back to that, I've been on Facebook and done posts, and I literally have these guys that I call them idiots, and that makes me mad and whatever, that say that this is the worst piece of junk in the whole world. This is a, expensive plastic piece of blank. I wouldn't put this in my trash can, that kind of thing. So you get that kind of stuff. And, yeah. And then, well, what's kind of cool is that then some of my dealers, like, I'll have some dealers that'll hop on there and they'll read them the right act and they kind of put them in place. But before, when I was first starting, like, so I guess what I'm saying is, like, you have to have good people around you. You have to have good, there's a scripture that talks about having many advisors, before going to war or doing something. Like, you got to have people that can advise you and motivate you and encourage you. Because, like, if I didn't have the encouragement, like, I'm not that great of a salesman. Like, if I went to that guy Kelly here at Sierra Vista Maintenance and I said, "Hey, I got this gutter stick thing," and if he didn't say, like, "Oh, cool, I saw your website and I want to buy those," I would have only gone to a certain number of people and they had that negative, had negative feedback before I'd like, I don't know if I would do this,
Hey, Steve, let me make a quick statement of something you said that we don't want to roll over too quickly. Good evening. The alignments that you have ends up directing your assignments. And so the fact that you had folks inside your life that helped you accomplish this goal, because you didn't do it by yourself. You had other individuals. And so when you speak to someone that says, "Hey, if you've got a big dream and the people around you are naysayers, you might need to find bigger dream people." And so folks that you have in your inner circle will either cheer you on or they'll end up pulling you down. And so one thing that you noticed in your story is you ended up meeting the right people that could lead you to the right people to do great things. And if folks didn't believe in you, you didn't spend long on that Facebook thread and listening to them be like, "Yeah, they're right. We shouldn't put it, and I'm a loser," and blah, blah, blah. It's like, who wants to hang out with those guys? You want to hang out with people that say, "Hey, I believe in you. You've got a great product. Don't give up."
Yeah.
And so good job sticking with it. And so your alignments often determines and directs your assignments. And so it's so important that we align ourselves with big thinkers and big doers. And so, hey, it's the time that we're going to move to 10 rounds with Brady. Brady, you've got some questions that you've prepared.
Yeah, Steve, you ready for this, bro?
Oh.
So this is a blitz, right?
Okay.
This is a blitz where we're going to go through 10 questions really quick. I'd like to say you have 7 seconds to answer every question, but know, we'll just let you do whatever. Really quick, Palm Tree and Kentucky Wash Pro, just so you know, towards the end of the show, we're going to give you guys a location on where you can purchase some of these gutter sticks. Steve, just to pump you up a little bit more, Palm Tree in here said gutter stick does actually work. I've actually recommended it to several of my clients. Well, Palm Tree, we want to help you find a place where you can sell them to your clients instead of recommending, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But let's jump into this blitz. You ready, Steve?
Yes.
All right.
I'm nervous.
Okay, here we go.
What's your social security number?
Yeah.
Blondes and brunettes.
All right, here we go. If you could take ownership over any business on earth, what would it be?
You know, I mean, you could get carried away, but I'm happy. I'm happy with my business right now that I'm doing.
Oh, good answer. Good answer.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather be able to see 10 minutes into the future or 150 years into the future?
Probably just 10 minutes.
Okay. Why so?
I don't know. It's like when I'm flying over the ocean, I don't like to really look out the window. It's pretty deep down there.
All right. I like it. If you were given $1 million today, what's the first thing you would buy? More mold injections.
Yeah, I would buy another mold for version 3.0, and I don't know. I would probably give away a lot of it. So
that's good.
I love that. I really like this one here. I thought long and hard on all these, just so you know. Would you rather be falsely accused of a crime and not be able to defend yourself, or have to fight Chuck Norris in his prime every morning?
Oof. Yeah, I'd probably fight. Yeah.
Are you serious, Steve?
I mean, I wouldn't want to be falsely accused. I wouldn't want to be falsely accused of something and not be able to defend myself. So
that's good.
This is true, but man, you're not gonna be able to defend yourself on that either. So
yeah.
All right. Would you rather eat one meal? Would you rather eat one meal, but it can be literally anything you want for the rest of your life, or have a personal chef that only knows how to cook ramen noodles?
Just one meal. Yeah. Too many carbs.
What would your meal be?
Oh man, like In-N-Out burger. I don't know. You guys don't have that there.
Okay, I've had In-N-Out before. It's super delicious.
Yeah.
All right. A little bit more personal. What is your favorite memory to date that you can share online?
Probably just getting married to my wife. That was fun. Yeah.
I hope she's watching right now. If you could do more of one thing in life, what would that thing be?
Spend more time with my kids and my grandkids. So, yep.
I love it. All right, I'm going to get super personal on this one. You ready?
Okay.
Would you rather be on the verge of a sneeze forever or yawn every 8 seconds?
I'd rather yawn every 8 seconds.
Golly, that's pretty rough right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Last and final question. If you could have dinner with 3 people, dead or alive, who would be at that table? It can be anyone that you want it to. It could be musicians, politicians, entrepreneurs, family members, whomever.
Be my dad, who passed away about 6 years ago. Or let me see, who else? Anybody. That's about all I can think about right now. So
all right,
it was my dad's birthday yesterday, so it's a little hard right now. Yeah.
Oh man,
that'd be great.
Yeah, brother, man.
Yeah. We
can have supper with him 3 times. How about that?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Good.
Awesome.
Hey, thank you for sharing that. I've got a question for you in regards to your business. Now that you've grown, now that you've selling, is there any way that your business uses its leverage or its influence to impact any lives or community or anything like that? I didn't preface you this before the show, but part of our goal is to encourage anyone who runs a business to use their business to make a difference inside of their community. Can you see any ways that Gutter Stick is doing good while also providing, jobs and making money?
Yeah, I mean, what we're doing, obviously, like I'm still I'm still working this thing and like haven't made, like the big money. Like you think, everybody thinks that, once you make a product and get it patented, that you're like a millionaire, and that's far from that. And so, basically what we do, we do it every show. Like if you come to our show, people come, we have this Bible. It's the first 4 gospels of the New Testament. It's called The Life of Jesus. And it's just kind of in it's a story like harmony, but we give that out at every trade show. We hand them out to people. They think they're like daily planners, and we give that out, and we also support them. And actually, we're part of that. And so like, we also have done like where we give like a percentage or a certain amount of every gutter stick to different like, nonprofits. One of them like it's called Convoy of Hope, which is kind of like a Red Cross for, it's like a kind of a Christian Red Cross where they go to disasters and they feed people and they help people start businesses like in other countries and stuff, women and people. So we are growing our business, and we're kind of calibrating on every gutter stick that we sell, where we, figure out how much that we can give, but that's what we want to do, is we want to grow this. Like I want to be selling a lot of gutter sticks so we can be given a lot of money. And it's not like, I have to keep it, I'm not an accountant or a CPA. And so I have to keep it real, like focused on like, okay, how many units are we actually selling? And then we go from there. But we're not doing this just for us. This is hopefully we have, a handful of people that work for us right now. And so like my goal is to make sure that we provide for their needs, and then, as well as our own. And then hopefully we can add more people, and then just kind of, just see where this thing goes. I mean, there's a lot of downspouts in the world that need gutter sticks.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, you mentioned a lot of good that you do, and I know you were coming up with, we've received some of your Bibles here at the shop where you ended up getting our team Bible. So familiar with that. What you don't realize is that who you are, you carry with you everywhere you are. And we ended up eating with you at the huge convention. And for us, just sitting down with you, and we ended up meeting your wife and one of your children. And it's like you personify this, I don't know, character or this identity of someone who loves people from a genuine perspective. And so when we end up, so just for me, it's important that those who are viewing need to, you don't always have to be giving away a percentage. You don't always have to be, finding something to do. It's actually who you are, where you are, that ministers to people. We fell in love with you, not because you just fed us Mission Barbecue.
That was good.
It was good, but you shared your story with us, and you shared your family with us, and that stuff matters inside of the marketplace. So if you've got a business, let me encourage you, do what Steve does and be present wherever you are. When you're in front of a customer or a team, let who you are speak volumes of what you believe and how you value other people more than you value yourself. And I feel like that's what we met, was a humble, God-fearing, good dude when we ended up sitting down with you.
Wow. Man, I'm humbled. Thank you for all those nice words.
You don't see it, but those who are around you do see it.
That's
Josiah, it is time for you to share the big money move today.
I've been wanting this, and we told you that if you'd gutter stick around, you'd get this. So thank you, Brady.
You've been thinking about that.
Everybody with that, yes, for sure. But here is the big money move. And it is obviously going to be adding gutter sticks to your services.
I bet you didn't see that.
If you are a pressure washing company, window cleaning company, and you do anything with gutters, cleaning out gutters, you're around gutters, this is a perfect opportunity for you to add a lot of revenue very quickly. I do not like cleaning gutters. It takes a lot of time. You got to move really slowly. Our whole team doesn't really like cleaning gutters. But what they do like to do is to add value to the ticket. Our team is commission. And so basically what we do is we sell these gutter sticks to our customers. When we're on site, we sell them for $25 for one story, $30 for two stories.
$30 for a single story, $35 for two. It's a $5 increase per story.
Oh, snap. So $30 for one story. Okay, price has gone up, inflation. All right, $30 for one story. Let me tell you this. An average home has about 8 downspouts, right?
Yep, that's correct.
8 downspouts. Quick, do the math. 8 times 30.
Don't ask me to do
$240.
$70. Okay.
$240 is what you're going to add to the ticket already. The gutter cleaning job is probably already $240. So you're going to be doubling your revenue while you're on site with a quick adding of the gutter stick.
That's like getting another house wash in on the job.
Yeah.
And then as far as selling it, this is super important right here. Brady.
Hey, Steve, I think your mic might be scratching against your shirt or something like that.
Okay, yeah. I'm trying to switch locations here.
That's all good.
There could also be like a little small mouse that's chewing on the mic as well. But for those that are interested in selling it, Brady, would you mind sharing a quick script on how you would go about pitching this to it? This is a very valuable portion of the show if you can end up pitching how to pitch the gutter stick.
Yeah, for sure. So let me share with you first and foremost, now that you've seen this episode of the community and you've seen who Steve is, you know that this is not some kind of thing some rando just invented. So I say that because it's important to believe in the product that you're selling. And after you listen to Steve's story, it's very easy to believe in his product. But typically when we show up on a home, what Josiah is saying, what makes a gutter debris removal really worth it is if you could double the price. And that's the easiest way to double the price in an honest manner that helps a customer. The sale for us is it does work best with routine cleaning. The realities of the gutter stick is the debris still will get into the gutter trough itself. What it will do is allow for the water to still filtrate through the system while the debris is inside of it slowly over time so that the gutter can't pull away from the house, causing potential damage. The easiest part of the sell is it is, when I say a fraction of the cost of gutter screens, which I think is a horribly dishonest industry. If anybody in the gutter screen industry is watching right now, I believe what I'm saying. I've heard the stories from our customers. It's terrible. It's a terrible industry. This is a fraction of the cost. So most homeowners would be like, I told you that. I was already thinking about screens anyways. Might as well give it a try. If it doesn't work, doesn't work. The beauty of what you're selling these things for is on Amazon. I think, Steve, correct me if I'm wrong, they're $24 or $27. So they're basically paying you $5 to install it for the price that they can get it at on the market.
Right.
You're obviously buying it for less than that from Steve. I'm not exactly sure where his prices are. I'm not exactly sure if we've got an affiliate program going
He
yet.
is going to have some special prices
We might have
for
some
sure.
special Browns prices. We don't know. We've been talking about it for a while. But anyways, the point being, it's a very easy sale when you can say, hey, you can buy this for $25 on Amazon yourself, or you can just pay us $5 to install it.
Yep.
And so it comes with the installation. Super easy sell, super honest sell, and it's a way to make a gutter debris removal.
And if you're interested in getting some, Scott, go ahead and drop our email down into the chat, social@brownspressurewashing.com. Just send us an email saying gutter stick, and we'll get you some information on how to get these inside of your line items. And I would say that, Brady, how much do you think that we made off of gutter sticks so far?
It's I would say we've only been selling them for 2 years, and you got to keep in mind they're only $30 a pop average. I'd say 35. I want to say it's been around 20 to 30,000. I would say. And it's the easiest addition. It's the easiest
takes
addition.
No time.
And it does work for complexes too. We have sold complexes as well, and those are some big daddies.
You've sold over 100. Is that correct?
I sold in one sitting. I sold 186.
Yeah, and so all you do is have 108 of these in your truck. No, but one of the best ways I've heard of some of our guys selling these is they have them in the truck. They're cleaning out the gutters, and then they just knock on Mrs. Jones' door and say, Mrs. Jones, I know that you didn't have any downspout protection. Would you be interested in us to provide that for you? And so they'll assume that you know exactly what you're talking about, which you do. And then you're able to protect their downspout, especially if they go underground. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah. You should, at this point, I'd like to put the pressure on you guys to, if you see an underground system, especially if you see one that doesn't come out in the yard anywhere, it is almost your duty to put this in it. Because it's just, it's romanticized that leaves and debris will degrade over there quickly. It doesn't. That is it's stealing candy from a baby, and it's also giving candy to the customer.
Yeah,
so
it's good. So that's your big money move.
Hey, Steve, we're going to turn the end of the show over to you. Is there anything that you'd like to share with anybody that might be listening, or is there any way that people might be able to get in touch with you if they have questions about gutter stick, or if they maybe want to pick your brain about other inventions that they're like, man, I think this would go? How can people get in touch with you?
Yeah. So, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, just reach me out. You can go to our website, like gutterstick.com, and be glad to, there's like an info thing there. You can just, send an email and I'll get it. But yeah, I love to talk to people, inspire people, and just kind of, give my 2 cents in if needed or if asked. So, but yeah, and as far as, you guys, we'd love to work with anybody. We do have a certified dealer program, and we are going to be working something out with Brown's Pressure Washing to kind of be a liaison for us on certain parts of that. They've been a great ally and made some really, if you look on YouTube, you'll see a lot of videos, and some of them are from them where they've done some really cool videos on how to install them. And I think Josiah did some, and it's good. And part of the reason, I think what's good for everybody. It's good for your customers, the people here. When you're going to your customer's house and you're installing these and you're taking time to go, hey, you have this downward drain that's those are really, really expensive. I don't know, already might be clogged already, but we're going to prevent any further stuff from going in there. Or let's say that people in the South where you guys are, different places of the country, there's a lot of insects can be breeding in gutters, and there's little kids playing in the yard. There's a lot of benefit for the customer, protects their home, and also for our dealers. And that's part of the part that where this thing is like, this is really not my idea, like how this all came together. This is totally the Lord putting this all together. Is that through creating this product, like we have a really cool product that. Yeah, it'd be great to, it's on Amazon or, could be here or wherever. But we've established, we're helping guys pay for Christmas and pay for car payments and pay for, rent and tuition for their kids, because they're able to take these gutter sticks and sell them. And the customers, they don't realize what the margins are. They don't need to know, right? We have a certified dealer program where you're able to buy these at a very generous discount and then basically double your money. Plus more, and so we provide this product, and we didn't really realize that these guys are going to be able to make money, and they're also going to tell their customer, hey, guess what? We need to come back and clean your gutters. This is just going to keep the water flowing in between cleanings, and that's going to tighten up. Instead of people calling you a year and a half or 2 years, now you're on a schedule like they're getting their oil changed. They're expecting you to call them. So there's so many benefits that we had no idea that we have these dealers that signed up, they like our product, they're making money, they're giving their guys little commissions for some of them that sell them, and it's helping the customer, and then it helps us. So everybody wins in this circle, and I'm amazed that it came out that way. Believe me, I had no idea that it would come out that way.
So we want to do this, Steve. If somebody is interested in getting in touch with him, go visit Gutterstick, check out their website. You can also go to our YouTube channel and check out different videos where we've shown actually were they tutorials on how to
install? How to install. I showed you how to install it.
Yeah.
So we have tutorials on that as well. Brady, did you have something?
Yeah, really quick. We had Scott go ahead and drop the website inside of the chat box. So all you've got to do is go in there and click the link. You can view his thing. When you first click on the website, I have sold hundreds of gutter sticks from that one video, Steve, where you drop that thing in the gutter and it sucks it all out. So visit the site.
Hey,
that's
Steve,
awesome.
We're going to close the show. And before we do, what was your father's name?
Barry.
Hello there.
His name was Barry.
Barry. Is it all right if I close the show just praying for you and just kind of closing, the show on that? Because when you shared that, hey, if there's one person that I could end up sharing a meal with, it would be my father. And I imagine just not you, but other listeners who've lost loved ones. And man, we need a comforter, man. We need God to soothe our hearts. And so I just want to pray for you, if that's okay. And then we'll close the show. Okay.
That'd be awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, Father, thank you again for Barry. Thank you for Steve. Thank you for Legacy. Thank you for dudes that have dads that love them, that encourage them, that showed them the way of how to live this life, God. And so, Father, we thank you and we honor those men that have made impacts on our lives. And I pray for Steve's, just his heart, his mind, his soul, that you'd comfort it, that you'd encourage it, that you'd remind them that there will be a day that things that are wrong will be made right again, God. And I just thank you for my brother. I pray that you just strengthen him, and may he finish his days being a good and faithful husband, man, and father. And it's in Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, guys. Yesterday was a tough day for me. I mean, it shouldn't be. It's been like, I guess, 6 years, but man, it doesn't get any easier. So, but thank you, though, for that prayer and acknowledging him. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for being on the show. We're going to wrap up now. And next week, we're actually going to be doing something very special. We're going to be sharing our story here of my testimony, why we started Browns, and what we're doing now with franchising, with video courses, with what else? Boot camps that are coming up. If anyone's interested in checking that out, you can go to pressurewashingpastor.com. It's up and live. And we are super excited about what the Lord has in store for us. We've got a video being released. This will be the first time we've ever shared it online. But what's going to happen next Monday, guys?
Ooh, man. Upflip, baby. You gotta get upflipped. Yeah. If you've never seen the YouTube channel Upflip, you need to go check it out.
So we are humbled and we are grateful. But next week we drop our story on Upflip, on Browns, and then we're going to be sharing more of what we're doing as far as becoming their affiliate partners and hopefully leading other people to open up more businesses and doing ministry in the marketplace. So we're excited about it. But until next time, I'm Joshua.
I'm Brady.
And I'm Josiah.
Peace. Hey, thank you for taking time to visit the community today. Want to remind you that this is live every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to have some incredible guests coming up, so make sure you're part of it, where we talk about everything you need to know to make an impact while making an income. We'll see you next week.